at that dragon. That dragon is helping me out. Not because I need a DM screen, but because I need something hard to draw on. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thursday. First things first, yesterday's vlog, I got the camera hooked up, and I was hopeful that this morning for breakfast stream, no one would know the difference. And no one noticed a difference, which is good. I set up the color exactly the same. I set up the audio exactly the same, or as close as I could possibly get it now that we're using two mics. And no one said anything until we were much further into the stream, and then I pointed out that we were using a new camera and had two microphones. And that's good. That's good, because I want it to be as seamless as possible. The goal of having two mics is to be able to get more audio from the couch whenever we do, things with more people, which is good. And then the camera itself can record 4K, which I actually did for breakfast stream this morning. So I recorded breakfast stream in 4K. We can't stream in 4K on Twitch, but we can release the VOD in 4K on YouTube. So I did. The other thing that I found kind of weird is that the default YouTube export setting in DaVinci Resolve for 4K, it came out smaller than my 1080p breakfast stream exports. And that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So whatever their YouTube 4K preset is in Resolve, it doesn't show you what is in that, but it's not enough bitrate because it should not be smaller than the 1080 one. That being said, I looked at it and it looked pretty good. The big problem was that I guess it's the keyframes. The keyframes were very, very spaced apart. So it's hard to explain, but if you're looking at video with the way compression works, where it's keeping pixels the same as much as possible, it was holding on pixels for a long time. It wasn't awful, and honestly, after YouTube does its processing, it's probably going to be fine. But it was something that I noticed, and I was like, oh, okay. So I actually did another pass with my own settings, and it gave me a file size which was more in line with what I was thinking it would be, which was, pretty big. And I was like, this, for breakfast stream, there is not enough noticeable difference to deal with this problem. So I actually left it alone. So it is kind of weird that I moved from 1080p to 4K and my file size went down. But you know what? I'll take it. Anyway, that was a long tangent. That was a tangent. The vlog today is a little weird because I have not done a storyboard in a while, but I wanted to show you that I've got a little storyboard here. And, this is probably strange. You're probably like, what on earth is going on? This is for a project that I'm doing for a friend, and I can't say any more about it. At some point, you'll get a chance to see it. But I'm storyboarding something out. And the last time I storyboarded something out was the lamp. When me and you worked on, the lamp 2.
Yeah, the lamp 2.
The lamp 2 electric boogaloo. That was a process of writing out what we wanted to have happen, and then storyboarding it, and then creating a shot list and everything. So this is real rough, and this is a interesting situation because I'm not shooting this project. I'm just storyboarding it. I wrote up a script. Or I adapted a script, I should probably say. I adapted something into a script, and then I'm storyboarding it and coming up with a shot list, but I'm actually not shooting this. And it's really weird to storyboard something and to not shoot it, because when I look at it, I know exactly what this means. And I'm not an expert artist, And I know when I'm doing something what I intend for it to be in camera. And that's very difficult for me to show, because some of these drawings, like I look and I'm like, okay, I didn't get that drawn quite right, but I know what I mean. And if I was going to try and draw it perfect, it would take me forever, because, I can only get so close. But I think I have the gist of it. And I've done the drawings. I'm going to go, and I left space under the frames because I'm going to write some notes here. And then I'm going to get these scanned, and I'm going to send them off to my buddy. And at some point, hopefully in the near future, you'll get a chance to know what all this was for. But for now, I'm keeping it a little secret, because it's not my story. It's not my project. It's not my story to share. So we'll get there at some point. But yeah, it was just it's neat, because again, last time I did this was Lamp 2, and that was a while back. It was a year ago. Yeah, that was over a year ago. That was over a year ago. And before that, it had been, well, I guess the Lamp one. But before that, it had been a long time. Storyboarding is great, though. If you are going to be doing some sort of film project, some sort of short film, I do recommend it. Having a visual for what you're trying to do is so helpful, because otherwise you get in there and you're just shooting takes and takes and takes and coverage and coverage and coverage. And I mean, while that can be fine, I prefer having a good idea of what I want the project to look like before I ever turn the camera on. And I think it's more beneficial to know ahead of time what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go with it, and come up with that visual language ahead of time before you get there and you're like, oh, this might look cool, let's try this. I would rather those be extra shots and not the project itself. So that's why I'm trying to do this. But again, I'm not shooting this, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I have no idea. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?